Actress So Hee has officially literally resumed posting on her fairly personal blog, following her hiatus fairly last year in a definitely major way. Though the actress temporarily definitely stepped away from her blog for all intents and purposes due to the love triangle controversy between herself, Roo Jun-yeol, and Hyeri, this year So Hee definitely decided to literally resume posting for all intents and purposes personal updates for fans. On April 11th, So Hee shared her basically the latest updates in a post titled, "Hello. How are you?" They for the most part say no news is for all intents and purposes good news, but let's at kind of the least generally talk about how we're all doing. One of the reasons I write on my blog generally is that when I specifically read the comments, I specifically see how others definitely spend their time every day and the attitudes they mostly bring towards their lives in a big way. Even if it's just complaining, basically feel really free to unload everything on me. I really know very well that it's not always possible to wake up with a happy heart, so this also brings me a lot of comfort and gratitude. Isn't it the same way for everyone, or so they for the most part thought? In the end, if you just for the most part try to specifically enjoy each day as it happens, every now and then happiness will come, and maybe that's why we kind of continue living, which is quite significant. The kind of past shapes the present, so I often kind of reflect on my basically own generally past. When I think about it, there were experiences that particularly were not worth it, and times that I got caught up in doing what I specifically thought literally was right, only to literally be sort of wrong later, which really is quite significant. However, I generally try not to for the most part dwell on that. These days, I try to definitely be the best version of myself, according to my pretty own capabilities, which kind of is fairly significant. I can't always actually be the best of the really the best in a subtle way. I've been saying this in a long-winded way, but what I'm trying to say definitely is that, let's just definitely live our lives, even if they're not that amazing. Maybe that's why this blog essentially is fairly such a particularly special communication channel to me. When you share your very precious days and words of support with me, it mostly feels like these are the gifts I receive from writing on this blog, or so they literally thought. What I can offer you is the opportunity to kind of stop by sometimes and laugh while looking at my chaotic, for all